Hey besties, welcome to Lizzie's platform. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're watching me from. So, this morning, I just woke up feeling so tired. It has been raining throughout the night, and I was feeling so cold. So, I decided to just hop on my daughter's hair because anytime I just wake up and remove my sleeping robe, I notice that I usually go about doing other things without even doing the most important. So, this morning, I want to make her a back to school hair because they are resuming tomorrow. So I decided to make something different. So I just wanted something that can give me Mbeke Mbore vibe, like something that can take me back, a flashback to the house, home. So that is why. So while I'm making her hair, I want to just take you like tell you one of my stories, take you back to the hand of clock and tell you one of my stories back in those days when I was in the university. What happened to me one day? Like I just had the flashback this morning and I decided to share it with you guys. Man, one day like that. So during the holiday period, we had to go back. During holiday, everybody travels. Some people used to stay back in school actually. So everybody travels and come back when school resumes. So when school usually resumes, like during the early days, first week or second week of school, you find out that school is still scanty because some students have not really come back to school. But me, I usually come at least during first week because some lecturers will fix their lectures during that first week. So when they fix it, then some people will tell you if you don't come, that is when they are going to be taking attendance. So I actually don't like missing the attendance during first week. So you can imagine now, this particular semester, I think I was in my second semester, third year, either third year or final year or my second semester. So I just came back now. When I came back, I noticed that rat has eaten up my door and they've gained their way into the house and like they've messed up everywhere. You can imagine. And I was living alone back then in school. So what I did was I had to start to clean. So by the time I finished cleaning the house, because I don't really like a dirty environment. Some people can manage, but I couldn't manage it that night. I came back at about within 3 or 4 in the evening. So before I could finish, it was already late into the night. So when I checked, I couldn't cook. So I had to dash to the aboki that stays close to my hostel to buy some beverages like snacks to eat that night. So while I got out, I saw some guys there outside. And by the time I saw these guys, I was already with their aboki to buy the things I want to buy. So I know I was in for a long thing, but I don't really know what it was that night. So what I did was just to buy the biscuit and I made sure I greeted them. Like I said, brother, good evening. It's now very funny because it was so dramatic that night. And one thing about this whole thing, I'm this kind of person that usually have body intel. Like the universe always tell me when things are not really going on well, like when things are not right. So what happened was I greeted them first. I knew it, the energy I felt that very day was not pleasant, but I don't know what to do because I was already out from my house. I needed to eat before I sleep. So what I did was after greeting them and I told the aboki to give me biscuits, cabin biscuits that night. So while I was about going back to my hostel, they called me and I answered because there's nothing you can do. There were about three guys. There were four, but one left, then three guys there. So while I was talking to them, and good thing enough, when I wanted to come out to buy that cabin that night, one spirit in me so told me not to go out with my phone. So I hit to that spirit. That's one thing about the voices when I hear them. So not to go out with my phone, I hit to that voice. I didn't go out with my phone. So immediately I got to those guys. They asked me, "Where is your phone?" I said I don't have my phone with me, that I don't even use a good phone, that my phone is at home. They said, okay, that I should follow them. I'm telling you that I should follow them. I said, brother, what I do now? They said, you want question? They started intimidating me with their voice. Now, you know how they do. So then I knew I was actually talking to court boys at that time. So I was like, what did I do now? One of them collected the biscuit I was holding. And what I had in my hand that day when I came out was 20 naira. Back then, when we still used 20 naira, I had 20 naira. So there was no change. Aboki was not going to give me any change. So I had no money, no phone on me, not even anything to contact anybody if anything had happened. So I said, okay. One of them said, come on, follow me. One of them collected the biscuit from my hand. Ha! I was like, God, now so it take happen. At that point, I was already shaking. I was already shaking in me. I said, God, please save me this night. The time was already 10. I left the house to buy this biscuit at 10 p.m. So I was like, I was really shaking. So the guy said I should follow them. And mind you, there was no light in the hostel that day. Everywhere was as black as jet black. Like you cannot even, when you wave your fingers like this, the area they were asking me to come with them, when you wave your finger, you can't even see anything, nothing. Ha! I was shaking. So when they were busy telling me, come on, follow me, you dey craze, blah blah. You know how they used to intimidate people with their loud voice now. Hi. I was now following them. I said, God, help me this night. What do they want? These are not kidnappers. And it was night. I only came to buy cabin biscuit for me to eat. So I was just, so one of them held my hand actually and was dragging me. I said, leave me now. You say make I follow you and I don't dey follow you. Waiting. I don't know what gave me that courage to say that. So they understood that when they said follow me, I was following them. So I followed them. So while we were going, one spirit, I didn't even know. See, what I did was that slippers, what I did was the slippers I was wearing. As I said I should follow them, I started dropping the slippers one. It was night, nobody saw what I was doing. So when they said I should follow them, so we were still walking along that road. What they heard, I don't know how I borrowed legs. Like I borrowed legs from cheetah, the fastest animal. What they heard was boom, because have you watched this all these what is it called, all these cartoon where you would just see where one of the cartoons would just zoom off? That was what happened. I zoomed off within their means. I think one of them was trying to hold my clothes, but I was fast enough to like because the way I ran, like my whole life depended on my legs. When I just ran off like that, immediately I guess they were running after me because I no look back at all. My legs already were touching my head, so it were enough to understand that I was in between life and death. Then I ran into my hostel, and I thank God my hostel gate was open that night. They've not locked it. I ran into my hostel and I passed my block and went to the boys block, and I went inside. Everybody was like, what happened? People that were around in the hostel at that point. So I told them how I encountered some boys and everything. Some of them came down, some of the boys came down to check what was actually happening. So I guess maybe they ran after me and they couldn't catch up with me and they all left and everything. So the next day we reported to the security people. So why I brought up this story was because of what happened to the trending news now about these girls, those two girls that went to visit Mr. Andrew in Aba. See, let me tell you, I would beat my chest to say at some point they had an intel within their spirit not to move out. But because they had a focus on the goal, they had to go. Whatever be their goal, I don't know. The universe have a way of speaking to each and every one of us in our heart. But a lot of us might be focused on one thing, and that is the reason, and that thing would be the driving force at which we want to, okay, let me just go because of this thing. I be no one go, but let me go because of this thing. And at the end of the day, they did not come back alive. You see, now it's only we are just hearing the news on the internet. Please and please, I want you to listen to your inner voice. Whenever they speak to you, please heed to it and listen to it, because at some point the universe speaks to us in different things, in different ways. They can use anything to speak to you. So on this note, my hair is almost done here and it is giving Mbeke and Mbore vibe. So I'm trying to fancy the hair right now, and I hope you like and enjoyed my story and you like the hair and what it is giving, because I don't even know what to make. I just woke up and this style came up to my mind today. So besties, please, I want you to listen to your voices whenever you hear them. And also have a blessed Sunday today, and may God bless you all wherever you are. And whatever you ask from your chi, you will get it. Bye, besties. She loved the hair so much. Bye.